You indicated to me that while you were helping folks who were in need and around the Kearney area, that you were soon to discover that many of the kids there were kids who had food needs around the Kearney in the Kearney school district. And tell me how that story all took place.
I was introduced to Megan Masters, a social worker for the school district, and we just started out with little things like things the nurse's office might need, just hygiene items that we could bring in. And then I was just talking to her one day and found out that teachers in the school district actually used their own money to pay for lunches for the kids.
I just think
if there was a need, they knew of the need, they would just do it themselves.
Yeah, bless their hearts. That's fascinating.
I mean, and it's not like our teachers make a whole bunch of money.
No,
so,
right.
They're just awesome. The teachers in our district are awesome. But so I got to talking to Megan and I said, go back to your counselors, go back to the school district and what can we do to help you? Like what need do you have and how can we help you fulfill it?
Let's solve this problem.
Yeah. So Megan Masters deals directly with the kids. She's their social worker. She's their advocate.
Right. A liaison now, though, for you.
Yes.
At the Kearney Food Pantry.
Yes.
So as we spoke a little bit, just briefly off the air, that there is, our dignity often gets in the way of our needs. And I'm certain there are folks who have had to ask for help. And as they walk in, it's sort of like, it's probably one of the hardest things they've ever had to do to say, you know what, I'm in a bad way.
Yeah.
And I think what Suzanne sort of helps, I think, get you connected with people in such a manner that they are then, at least we know who they are to the extent that we can reach out to them.
Yeah, at the school with Megan, I don't know any of the kids in need. She takes care of all that. She finds out what they need, and then we just stock the pantry for her at the school.
I see.
And then she takes care of that from there on. With us at the, so those are for the kids that are in need. Some of them are homeless or whatever the situation is. We just trust Megan and the counselors to take care of that. So that we have a pantry at the high school and a pantry at the junior high that is there for those needs. If a kid is listening and has a need, then they just need to check with the office.
I see.
And they'll take care of it. They'll get them in touch with Megan or a counselor and, have that taken care of. If it's a family in need, then that's when they come to the Kearney Food Pantry.
I see.
On Washington Street.
Well, it seems to me, though, if a kid, if one of the students goes to the office and says, we don't have any food for breakfast, or I'm having not 3 meals a day.
Right.
Then at that point, it's a sort of a red light that says, or a green light to get in touch with the parents and see what you can do to help. I mean, does it work that way?
No, again, now Megan would go to the parents.
Okay.
If she talked to the kid, again, that's a private conversation between Megan and the kid. But,
right, completely.
But if there's a need, Megan would reach out to us, and we could do a private appointment if we needed to, or if there was a situation, we could just work through Megan. But yeah, the pantry at the school is really just for the kids. And then the counselors, the social workers have our information to contact us to, to help that family.
Right. And then the pantry itself is much like a stocked, it's stocked grocery shelves, basically, without all the, the advertising and the marketing and so forth.
No price tag.
Yeah, exactly right. Right. The most important part of it. Yeah. Yeah, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
Right.
You don't think of it. Right. Well, there's a few of us in this room.
I don't think I thought about it before I started working at volunteering at the pantry. I guess I just didn't think we had that need. And I think it was a year before I started volunteering there that I even found out that Kearney had a pantry. I used to think that Kearney Family Foundation was the pantry. I thought they were one and the same.
Oh, I see.
And, they're not. Kearney Family Foundation is a wonderful organization that helps families with Christmas, Christmas gifts, and then they do also food for them also. But the Kearney Food Pantry, we are there, 365 days. Well, actually not, because we're only open Tuesday and Thursday, but we're open year round,
right,
for all those needs.
But it's a more immediate, long-term need.
Yeah,
which is completely understandable. I mean, we're talking about a basic human need. When you can't eat, it's likely there's not too many other things you can do. And I think in particular, I keep going back to the students because I think it's just a fascinating connection that the Kearney Food Pantry has made. But shifting the focus back then to the need, I think, before you got involved in the school district, there are so many people, and you drive around and you look at all these fast food restaurants and you think there's all these choices, places we can go to eat. You can go out to dinner, you can go to lunch, you can have breakfast, whatever. And it's not in most of our even consciousness to think there are actually people out there who can't afford a meal.
Right. Well, financial donations is exactly, we're really needing that right now because we have a need to purchase the food and that the daily necessity of everything, but we're also trying to get into a new building. The building that we're in right now is great. We've been there a couple of years now, I think 4 or 5, if I'm not mistaken. It has served its purpose, but we have no handicap parking, no parking actually near the building whatsoever. We're borrowing the plazas, I think the church plazas parking, which they're nice to give it to us.
Right.
But we have a lot of seniors, that need help. Or would be better be closer to the door.
Right.
It's so. I guess I'm sorry. I'm rambling. Sorry, I don't mean to do that.
You're on radio. You're required to ramble.
Oh no.
Yep. You can serve, right, but you can't, right. And I think what you're saying, Jim, is that if you don't have the infrastructure, then you're already limiting yourself.
Right.
So the infrastructure allows you to stock more shelves, to have more food, but you need the money first. Now, are we going to build a building here, or how's that all going to play out?
Well, we're still looking.
I see.
We would love if anybody's got a 2,700 square foot building out of there that they want to give us. We would just use that building, but we need to stay kind of in the downtown Kearney area, close to where we're at, so people they know that area and find us. And we have a couple that walk, to us. And so that would be a necessity for us. But building, we're up to building, or we're up to taking a property that's already existing and remodeling it for us. Website is kearneyfoodpantry.com. Or email kearneypantry@gmail.com, or they can call us. If they want to bring food donations, we have a bench outside our location on Washington Street, or Wonderful Price Chopper has a barrel out there for us so that you can just go do the grocery shopping and drop it in the barrel before you even leave Price Chopper. Price Chopper is wonderful for us. So food donations, that way they can call and, make up an appointment, and we'll set that up for them also.
Perishable items, I think, you're not able to store things.
Oh no, we can.
Oh, you can.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah, as long as they would bring a perishable item while we were open, or the days that we're there, maybe stocking in the morning or what have you. On Tuesday mornings, we normally get there around 9:30.
I see.
Yeah, if they brought that, we have fruit, we have frozen meats, we have entrees, we have fresh produce when we can get it from harvesters, Or Radiant Life, they have the garden this year that they bring us those non-perishable or those perishable items, and we give those away. So we'll take that stuff if.
So you have refrigerators and freezers on site. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's wonderful.
We have to. Yeah. And then we have people that donate eggs. They have chickens, or we even had duck eggs, so we have those things too. Yeah, Radiant Life brings us milk. So we have milk every week from Radiant Life.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, I guess I was of the. That's very possible, I'm sure.
We buy it from Price Chopper. Okay. They just provide it for us. Yeah. They do.
Well, it's very possible, I suppose. I was under the mistaken notion that there is, it's canned goods and non-perishable items, and that's it. I mean, because that's the sort of thing you think about when you hear. I think of harvesters and the things, that they have the big barrels out there during the football season and all of that. And of course, you can't bring a carton of milk and put it in one of those barrels. So
no, please don't do that.
It's just not a good idea, but we don't recommend it. But so talk to me when did that change to where you really have sort of the full plethora of, grocery items?
Okay, well, I would love to take credit for that, but it was going on before me.
Well, you could have.
Yeah. Mary Gall, who started this pantry with Radiant Life, with the Minister Alliance like 7-10 years ago, they set it up where we can purchase meat from harvesters now.
Perfect.
They have frozen meat.
Yeah.
And so we can purchase that for I think, if I don't saying this mistakenly, 20 pounds of meat costs us $3.50.
There you go.
Now it's assorted meat. We have no idea what we're going to get.
Right.
It's normally a lot of chicken, normal things, but we have had crab legs.
Oh, now, come on.
Yeah.
What time's lunch?
Yeah. When we get it's a surprise, but we get that. We can also purchase, produce when Harvesters has it. So they're really into the fresh potatoes and, we can get ice cream every once in a while from Harvesters on their grocery list.
Lieutenant Dan, ice cream.
So really anything that you guys are going to buy, we have.
We are talking today with Suzanne Witthar, and she's the food pantry coordinator at the Kearney Food Pantry. You're listening to Kearney Live. Stay with us.
Programming heard on KPGZ is being underwritten and supported by these local businesses.
Kearney Trust Company is uniquely Kearney. They opened their doors in 1882 and have been financing goals and dreams ever since. Kearney Trust has a team of experienced lenders and a qualified staff to assist you with all of your financial needs. Your success is their priority. Whether you're looking for traditional checking and savings services, or you need cash management, mobile banking, mortgage, or lending services, Kearney Trust will provide you and your business with the resources you need to succeed. Information, speed, and convenience are all valuable commodities in our fast-paced world. For Kearney Trust Company, technology is an addition to, not a replacement for the personal banking relationship they like to have with their customers. The people of Kearney Trust Company focus on and try to fit the needs of all their customers. Kearney Trust Company is your partner for success with 2 convenient locations in Kearney at 310 West 92 Highway and 701 Watson Drive in Price Chopper. The phone number is 816-628-6666. Kearney Trust Company. Banking you can trust. Member FDIC.
And we're back on Kearney Live. Suzanne Witthar is our guest today. She's with the Kearney Food Pantry. If you want to go to their website, it's kearneyfoodpantry.com, and there is a link on there, Suzanne, and I know it. I've seen it, and it is a spot where you can donate. It is a great big orange button right up there at the top of the page on the right-hand side. Click that button, and you'll take...
crab legs.
Yeah.
You can donate crab legs.
Will you take $5?
I will take $5.
Will you take 15?
I will take 15.
What else would you like?
I don't know, $5,000. Whatever in your pocket.
Is there somebody out there today that would like to give $100? We'd love it if you would.
Yes.
Yeah. Log on to, would you do that for us? Log on to KearneyFoodPantry.com, click the donate button, and give us $100, please. Give the Kearney Food Foundation. Sorry, the Kearney Food Pantry.
Oh, my gosh.
I got this right. It's KearneyFoodPantry.com.
There's a fox paw right there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, is there a food foundation? We ought to start one.
Yeah, with crab legs.
That sounds good, doesn't it?
Hey, for those of you, just as a little side note, for those of you who are trying to join us on Facebook Live, just to let you know,
social media has
crashed across the country, and not only is it, and our stuff is blowing up in here, not our technical stuff, but we're getting messages from all over that Instagram is down as well. So, for those of you who are at work.
Get to work.
Maybe you ought to work.
Get off social
media. Trying to
media.
get on social media and try to figure out why your picture didn't go across of your firework blowing up in your driveway. And as another little safety note, if you would do us a favor, join the Kearney Fire Department, and they're preaching for safety. Please do not blow yourself up today or tomorrow or the next day. And, little side note, the 4th of July is tomorrow. It's not Friday or Saturday or Sunday. So blow all your stuff up tomorrow.
And please.
And let's move on.
Remember, it's not the 5th of July.
Yeah, exactly.
Be done with all that silliness.
So and don't be like those people that light the fireworks on the ground and then run and dance in them. Did that craze go away? That was about stupid.
No, there's plenty of that on YouTube.
Awesome.
So, yeah,
I'm glad to see that's continuing. But anyway,
we don't recommend it.
Please be safe out there. Do what it is you do, but be safe with it. But anyway, the point of that was, for those of you trying to join us now, this program will be on YouTube.
Probably later today.
Later today.
Yep.
Well, Brian's crossing his fingers if that doesn't get destroyed as well. But so anyway, for those of you trying to join us on Facebook, yeah, you've probably, I don't know why I'm telling you this, because you probably realize, and Brian's giving me the hurry up thing. So that means
Suzanne's saying, why am I here?
I'm going to go slower.
Why am I here
now? But yeah, you probably realize because your Facebook isn't working. I tried to send Mike a picture and it came back.
I told you, Suzanne, you're expected to ramble because you're on the radio. Jim is living proof of that right here.
Fine job, Jim.
Indeed, it was.
Thank you.
But we're glad to get back. Let's talk about the Kearney Food Pantry, because it is an important outreach dedicated to serving the Kearney community, and it says so right here on their website. What are you doing during the year? Listen, we all know that around Christmas time, around Thanksgiving, there are plenty of food barrels, and I know Harvesters does a terrific job, and folks they're aware of this. It's part of our consciousness during the holiday season, but the rest of the year, that all kind of goes away. You're a little bit under the radar when it comes to helping people who have food needs.
Right.
And so what are you guys doing to make sure that that your message is still out there?
Facebook, making sure that people are aware. Our donations really do go down in the summer.
I would imagine.
Everybody's on vacation, or their schedules are different, or, it's just stuff like that. They're living life, which they should be. But that is when we still have a need. So we are just, we try to be out there asking for donations.
Right.
Just, we have a donor email list. If anybody wanted to help, we send out a list of needs maybe once a month, or something like that, just saying, hey, this is the needs that we have this month.
Wait a minute. That's a great idea. So you're telling me that folks who have already given, you collect their email addresses.
If they want to give it to us.
I see.
Yeah. Then they put them on a list, and we send them out saying, hey, this is what's going on at the pantry, and this is the needs that we have, this month.
So you have very specific needs at times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then, and I guess at any given time, then do you ever ask for additional donations via email during the year? Have you done something like that?
Yeah, we have to. We have to do that, and then we put it on Facebook when we can. Yeah.
When it works.
Yeah. It's not working today, but we're working around that. We've got radio. And you also pointed out when we were at the chamber meeting a month not a month ago, not quite a month ago.
No, it was a month ago.
Wow, I guess
Yeah.
it was. Wow,
Good job.
See? Oh, goodness.
Yeah, because if it weren't for the 4th, today would be the chamber meeting.
Right.
Good point. That's right. We talked about that.
That's why
Yeah.
I'm here.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank
But
you, and good night.
The words you spoke that day were quite emotional. And I remember that you were somewhat emotional because we kind of pass the hat every month for the Kearney Family Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tradition that the Kearney Chamber of Commerce does every month. And whatever kind of loose, folding money you have, we kind of throw it in a little jar and we collect it every month. And it's a neat thing for the Kearney Family Foundation. You collected some money that day.
Mm-hmm.
And it went well beyond expectation. Do you remember what you collected that day at the
If
the
I'm
chamber
not
luncheon?
mistaken, it was like $655.
We're not talking chump change.
No,
here.
that was nice.
Right.
Now, that's one day, one lunch.
Right. And just the folks that and it's not the entire chamber audience. I mean, we're talking about a handful of folks who show up every month, and I don't know. I don't have any idea how many people get.
I don't know, what is there, 100? Maybe 75, 100?
I would say that's about right.
Mm-hmm.
More in the winter, less in the summer.
Right.
Just like everything else.
But it was so moving to me, and I think everybody in that room. And you were moved, maybe to the point of tears. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was
But-
so giving. Everybody
Right.
was so kind and giving that day and encouraging for, the path that we've got ahead of us.
Right.
It was wonderful. I mean, that's what Kearney is, though. I see that in Kearney. They're just a very giving community. So
Yes, you're supposed to keep talking when I drink coffee.
I kind of wanted to see how that was going to turn out. I've been banished for talking, so I can't talk for the rest of the show. But
No, it
Crab
absolutely
leg.
was. Yes, it was. It was a thing to behold, and I think a lot of people got on your website when they left after that meeting and jumped right back on there. And again, that's
so, Mike, once again, how do you get to their website?
I was headed that way, Jim. Thanks for asking.
That's
It's
why I'm-
KearneyFoodPantry.com and the great big orange donate button. Yes, donate button right up there. That sounded funny. Donate button. It's almost like it says don't. Like don't, but don't Nate. No, do Nate. Please do Nate. That's what it says.
yes,
Right?
Yes, donate.
And click the button,
donate.
and you will accept any amount. And
We
and,
will.
and we know that we're hoping that somebody's going to give at least $100 today, and we're hoping that maybe that several people think that yes, we're speaking directly to them. So that would be a wonderful thing to do on July the 3rd, almost a day before our country's birthday,
Mm-hmm.
to donate to folks who really, really have a need.
A little birthday present to the pantry.
I like that idea. Jump up on there and, think how lucky we are to be able to go into a grocery store, have anything we want, prepared foods, things that it's unheard of in a country. This is the greatest country in the world. No two ways about it. There are people that are standing in line to get a little piece of bread. That's not what we have here in the United States of America. Yet there are still people out there who have needs that seem to just kind of fly under the radar.
Mm-hmm. And the need also is there is the person with a fixed income, right? Our seniors are on fixed incomes.
That's a really good example of flying under the radar. Yes,
Yeah, they
yes.
are.
You just think, no, they have Social Security. No, it doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't work like that. But we also have those individuals who only come in maybe a couple of times, a handful of times, because they got laid off from their job. It's in between jobs, or I've had one that they got hurt and they couldn't go to work, and so even though their bills keep piling up, they needed help just buying food for the next couple of weeks.
Right.
So they come to the pantry. We see them once, twice, maybe 3 or 4 times, and then we don't see them again. So it's not always a low income situation. It's just people that, life happens.
Yeah,
Life
situational needs.
happens.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, people do lose jobs, and there are things that, bad things happen to good people. And,
Oh, yeah.
And
But I do think it's important to point out too the way you guys have it set up, like over at Price Chopper. So that is an easy way to, it's not like you have to go out of your way.
Nope.
you buy something at Price Chopper, you buy 2 or whatever the case may be, and then you can donate right on your way out. Then you don't have to drive anywhere. You don't have to do anything extra. You're already there. So, kind of be on the lookout for those donation bins, I guess you call them, right there at Price Chopper.
I think there's there's a link on your website for volunteers. So, I mean, not everybody has $100 to give, but you'll take any amount. Let's be honest about it. But let's also talk about what people can do in terms of donating their time.
Well, and also on the money situation, I have a couple of people that are only giving $10 a month, but they've been doing that for 3 or 4 years or what have you. That's $120 a year that they've been giving.
You just did math on the show.
I did.
Yeah, that was.
But I wasn't going to times it by 3. I just kept it to a year.
Well, we try to stay away from that. We've embarrassed ourselves more than once doing math on this program.
What a terrific idea, though. I mean, when you think about the $10 that you can spend $10 in the coffee shop. I'll bet you could go over to Mojo's right now, and we're not to take any business away from them. In fact, go get you a cup of coffee over there. But just think about the amount of money that you spend on things that that are just things that you like, that you want. And that $10 you will never, ever miss if it just comes right out, and you can make, presumably, you can make a bank draft, I guess.
Oh, yeah. They'll take it monthly from your checking account when you set it up. Yeah. Right. And I've even had little kids at church. We have birthday parties. These kids, these are awesome kids, have birthday parties, and they don't get presents. They get donations for the food pantry. There's a couple of them on our page, easy, that the kids have had birthday parties and had a great time, but they asked for donations for the food pantry instead of presents for themselves.
What a neat idea.
I've had little kids at church that have said, hey, I have $5. What can I do with $5? Well, think about it. You can go to the dollar store and get 5 bottles of syrup. We always need syrup, especially in the summer. Those kiddos are home. They're having pancakes, waffles they put in the toaster, and they need syrup for them. So you just helped 5 families with $5. You just, it makes a big difference. It really does.
I would also challenge folks, as it is the holiday, 4th of July here, folks are going to be barbecuing. They're going to be out in their backyard. There's going to be way more food prepared than people will eat. I am thinking that there are folks who have already been to the grocery store and have so much food that there is, if they just thought about it today, there's probably some portion of that they could bring over to the food pantry. Does that make sense to you? Is that viable?
Well, as long as we have to abide by Clay County rules. So it can't be, which I would love homemade stuff, but you can't have homemade stuff.
Okay.
We have to have the label on everything. It can't be opened and stuff like that. But
extra bags of
but
chips.
Still,
there you go. If you don't eat your chips or your
your
barbecue beans in a tub, then yes, we will take it.
And the beans
a lot of people too, like you buy, you'll go out and buy those huge packages of hamburgers and all that,
right?
And it's not uncommon for people to end up with a whole sleeve left over, which.
The frozen ones we're talking about?
You guys are awesome. Yeah, bring them by Tuesday.
Right.
Yeah.
That would go a long way.
When you say Tuesday, you mean next Tuesday?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Well, today is Wednesday.
Well, I just lost track of the days. No, that just happened.
Gravy.
So,
and tomorrow's the 4th, so we won't be open.
Right.
So Tuesday.
But you're open on Tuesdays.
And Friday. Thursdays.
To help Mike out a little bit, if you bought the stuff for the 4th, you wouldn't know that you had it left over till the 4th was over.
I got that.
Just going to throw that out.
And so the reason why Suzanne said Tuesdays is because the hours are Tuesdays 2 to 4 and Thursdays 3 to 6.
Yeah, and we're there Tuesday morning. We get there about 9:30.
Okay, that's great. And you're over there at 113 East Washington Street. And it says rear entrance. So I guess you got to drive around and back then to unload. Is somebody there to help? Or
there's 2 double red doors in the back in the alley.
Okay.
And just pull up to them, go in the doors, and we will help you unload.
All right. So here's the deal. Everybody out there that you know what happens. You're having family over. There's way too much food. I can guarantee you there's way too much food there. In fact, you know what? I just talked to a buddy of mine. I'm going to call him out on the air, Jeff Carpenter. And he lives in Kearney. And I got to tell you, that guy has more food. In fact, he's asked my wife, Jeannie, and me to come over there tomorrow and help him eat all of this food that he has. And I am going to challenge Jeff
I'm going to challenge him first to invite me because he didn't call me.
Exactly
and I know Jeff.
Now everybody's going to show up at Jeff's house. I won't give you
what's his address again?
Right, exactly. But it was a really good example, I think, of, I'm thinking, well, why do you do this? Well, we all do it when you invite people over. So this might be a neat opportunity. Maybe we can stock the shelves a little bit for you.
There you go.
Or if you're thinking about it and you're getting ready to head over to Price Chopper, buy a few extra items and put them in the barrel, right? Or the box or whatever it is there at Price. And it's well marked, I guess, so people would know.
It is right there, right when you walk in the doors or right when you exit. It says Kearney Food Pantry right there.
Right.
And I'm sure there's a lot of people that are going tonight.
Yeah.
That to buy their stuff for the 4th of July.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
if they're not going to the fireworks celebration.
That is exactly what I was going to say. Okay, so you're on the way to the fireworks display tonight, but after it's over, what are you going to do? You're going to run by Price Well, no, you wouldn't do it after it's over. Before you go to the fireworks display, you're going to run by Price Chopper.
Drop something in that barrel.
Grab some stuff, grab something, and drop it in the barrel.
But if you don't have time, bring that $20 and put it in our buckets because we'll be at the gate collecting donations tonight.
Tonight?
Well, there you have it.
There it
is.
All right.
Do that.
How easy is that?
That way you don't have to worry about the grocery store. Just come to the fireworks, celebrate with your family, and donate.
And donate into the bucket. And the bucket will be exactly where?
You cannot drive past us. We'll be right there at the gate, standing in the street, collecting donations. We'll say Kearney Food Pantry on our bucket.
There you go.
Yeah.
Outstanding. And we are visiting today with Suzanne Witthar, and she's with the Kearney Food Pantry. And Susan, I know we're coming up on a break. What are some of the other needs? Are there anything? It's more than just food, right? There are health items, personal items that folks need. That and we're talking about everything from Kleenex to toilet paper. And in fact, I think toilet paper is one of the big needs, right?
Well, yeah, we go through a lot of toilet paper at the pantry.
Who doesn't?
A lot of toilet paper.
I'm just saying. It's one of those things you don't like to think about it, but then I find myself often standing in front of all of the different, the different sizes, and I'm like, okay, which one is really the best deal here? And I look around and I go, I don't know. But there's the great big cases of it that you can buy that actually fills your entire grocery cart.
Yes.
So why not get one of those and run it by on Tuesday?
There you go.
Over at the Kearney Food Pantry.
Well, or drop it into the bucket. Well, would it fit in the bucket?
Why not? No. I can't even fit in the grocery cart.
Not that as big as he's talking it.
The one over at Price Chopper ramp.
It's a barrel.
Well, put it in the barrel. You'll make it happen.
You're listening to Kearney Live. Stay with us through this short break. We'll be right back.
Corporate underwriters of KPGZ programming include these fine businesses.
Kearney Trust Company is uniquely Kearney. They opened their doors in 1882 and have been financing goals and dreams ever since. Kearney Trust has a team of experienced lenders and a qualified staff to assist you with all of your financial needs. Your success is their priority. Whether you're looking for traditional checking and savings services, or you need cash management, mobile banking, mortgage, or lending services, Kearney Trust will provide you and your business with the resources you need to succeed. Information, speed, and convenience are all valuable commodities in our fast-paced world. For Kearney Trust Company, technology is an addition to, not a replacement for the personal banking relationship they like to have with their customers. The people of Kearney Trust Company focus on and try to fit the needs of all their customers. Kearney Trust Company is your partner for success with 2 convenient locations in Kearney at 310 West 92 Highway and 701 Watson Drive in Price Chopper. The phone number is 816-628-6666. Kearney Trust Company. Banking you can trust. Member FDIC.
And we're back on Kearney Live. We're visiting today with Suzanne Witthar. She's with the Kearney Food Pantry, kearneyfoodpantry.com. Log on to KearneyFoodPantry.com and hit that donate button for us. We're looking for several donations of $100 or more, and we would sure appreciate it. And you have no idea how deeply that donation goes to benefit folks that are right here in Kearney. You can't imagine that there are people that are in need of food, basic human needs. So I recommend that you get on there, and we'll take any amount, but or you can call 816-903-4763, and you may or may not get an answer today because they're not open. But right. I would also recommend that Kearney Food Pantry at gmail.com is a place where you can make contact. And we talked a little bit.
However, they will be up there tonight.
That's true.
Taking money there at the gate.
Let them know,
My
Jim.
understanding is you cannot get in without getting...
Can't get past me.
Yeah, you have to go past you. Unless you drive through the grass. And quite frankly, I'm thinking the local law enforcement might not take too kindly to that. However...
You say that like... That sounds like the voice of experience to me.
Well, while you're getting your greeting from law enforcement, you will probably also be greeted by you coming up and saying, hey, while you've got some spare time and you're sitting here... Perhaps you could, join me.
Cough up a little donation, would you? But, yeah, so I recommend go to the website at KearneyFoodPantry.com and give them a little help. I'm curious about the volunteer aspect of it. What do volunteers do? What do you need? What kind of help do you need over there?
Well, let me tell you about my volunteers.
Here we go.
They're mine.
Bring it on.
They are awesome. I'm serious. They are the best people in Kearney. A lot of them, every time the door is opened, they are there. There's Don Shaw. I always talk about Don Shaw. He is the nicest, grouchiest man you will ever meet in your entire life, ever. And it comes with a warning. He comes with a warning, but I love him. But our volunteers, they put their heart and soul in this. They
Right.
really do, because they understand the need. They treat all of the clients with respect. We have some amazing men. Most of our volunteers are retirees, and they just go out of their way to help. They just want to help. And so our volunteers, normally we start on Tuesday morning around 9:30, and we get our Price Chopper donation. We get the milk from Radiant Life then, not the cow, just the milk. And
cue the moo, would you, Brian?
and then whatever bakery items, canned items, that Price Chopper. So we unload that, get that put away. And then around 10 o'clock, we get harvesters, our harvesters orders. So we have to unload that truck. That again, our volunteers went and got it, and they have to go all the way down to Topping Avenue to pick that up for us. And then it's like a bunch of little bees working in the beehive, and a lot of different personalities, and it's fun. And sometimes I just want to put a camera up there and listen to everybody talk, and they gripe at each other like an old married couple, some of them. But they're awesome.
Kind of like Mike and I.
There you go. And then we start seeing our clients from 2 to 4 on Tuesdays, and then Thursdays from 3 to 6. And we have receptionists. We, check them in. We help them with our pantry is a choice, a free choice pantry, meaning they choose what they walk out the door with. We don't give them a sack depending on their family and they walk out. They choose what kind of peanut butter they want, or, what sugar, flour, oil they want. So we have people that like grocery shop for them in the back while they're taking care of like the eggs and milk and stuff in the front.
Walk me through that process. When somebody walks in and you say, it's just like a grocery shopping experience. Help me understand. I mean, because again, we want to talk a little bit about, that whole human dignity and the idea that people don't like to ask for help. How can you make it comfortable for these folks to come in, and how do you make it comfortable for them to just walk in and treat it like a grocery store?
Well, I think all of us at the pantry, I'm hoping all of us at the pantry put ourselves in their shoes, because it's hard, especially, you have no idea when you're walking in these 2 double red doors. You don't know what you're walking into. You might feel like everybody's looking at you, everybody's judging you, and they're not. They want to be here for you.
Want to help you.
It's that they want to be here for you, and through that, there's friendships made. I mean, our volunteers that are the ones on fixed income, our seniors that are there on a regular basis, the way they feel comfortable is they razz me I am the butt of every joke, and I love it. They, the first time they come in, maybe the first 2 times they come in, you're asking them like, tell me a little bit about what's going on. That's kind of a tough question. And so you find out what life is like for them right then. And so you can talk to them about that. You can be there for them. And then you help them, with the food, and make sure that the need that they had when they walked in the door, that need is met when they walk out the door.
Right.
And hopefully it is met in a way that they feel better about themselves, because they're not asking for a handout. They're asking for help for that moment. And so we just remember that. And again, our volunteers are awesome.
And I assume you're always looking for volunteers as well. If someone wants to be a volunteer, how do they go about doing that?
We do need to be signed up. We have we do a monthly rotation, so everybody knows, hey, on the first Tuesday of every month, I'm at the pantry. That way they can, make their life, easier.
Right.
Doctor's appointments, vacations, what have you. So if anybody wanted to volunteer, we would ask that they contact us by phone or by email and set up a time to come in and be trained, because we want to make sure that everybody knows the system and how it runs and what have you. So they come in, be trained, and then they kind of go from there. And right now we do have a couple of spots, but the volunteers that I have, again, they're awesome. And a lot of them have been there much longer than I have.
Well, it's good that you're in a situation where you're not like desperate for volunteers. However, having said that, I know my mother actually volunteers in the pantry in Holden.
Cool. Yeah.
And she's older than me, and we'll leave it at that. So, but it does. It's something that if you're retired, you don't have to be retired. I guess you could do anything, but anybody can do it.
Right.
Well, it's interesting too. You said that there are people who are volunteers who may have also been in need, or did I just sort of make that assumption?
Oh, I think I said it like in their life,
I see.
But not any of the volunteers that I have right now have been clients in the past. That wouldn't have been a thing.
Right.
A bad thing, but just the life they've lived.
I understand.
And,
so, but I still think what you're saying is there's it's a sort of a payback, pay it forward sort of thing. So if you had a situational, issue with, food needs, and it was temporary, what better way to sort of pay it forward than to come in and help out, or when you're able to, to send a donation or something like that, to not forget where the good folks, were when you needed help,
right?
And just pay it forward would be, I guess, how I'd kind of frame that up.
Yeah, they just have that heart. They just yeah.
And I don't think and obviously, and we talked about it earlier. I think the folks here in Kearney they are already predisposed to do some really amazingly nice things, and donate far beyond. We used to joke about it when I was with the YMCA, give till it hurts. and we would try to strong arm some people into some donations, but they're folks we knew, obviously. And I'm joking, but that's exactly right, though. I think there are folks who it doesn't really hurt. There's no amount of pain involved in this, particularly with the folks in this community. And but they're happy to give, and it's a neat feeling to be able to to help somebody out, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and our clients, back to when we were talking about when they come in, they have a list. We have a grocery list that they circle the items that they need, and they take out what they need. Our clients do.
Right.
So I just want to make sure.
Right. What else? Are there any particular needs? Did I ask you this already? Are there any things that I went off on that tangent on toilet paper. What else do you need?
Well, I'll post it on Facebook because there's a long list. Syrup is always a big one in the summer.
Isn't that funny? Yeah. What an odd thing you'd never think of.
Or how about this one? Spinach, canned spinach. I love canned spinach, but we're always out of canned spinach. Have plenty of green beans. I have green beans all the way up to the ceiling, but canned spinach and mushrooms.
I will tell you right now, if I ever get a canned spinach in my house, it's yours.
Thank you.
You give it to Popeye the Sailor.
I want canned spinach.
No, not going to happen. Not going to happen.
So the list would be on Facebook.
I'll put it on there.
So so you just don't Google, but search. Go ahead.
I think it's on our website.
Oh, good.
Isn't the needs list on our website?
It probably is.
I think
Community
it is.
contact, need help, volunteer. There's a frequently asked questions, food drives, donate to the pantry, shopping, consider extra items. There are tons of things. I just go to the website. There's so many ways you can help.
And the most important thing is where?
Donate, and it's right up there. A
right
big
up there
orange
in the top.
button. You bet. Right up there at the upper right-hand corner, and it says donate, and you know what that means. Give us a little help today. Think about, it's easy to do around the holiday season. It's really easy to do when Harvesters is running all of their promotions, and they do great work. Obviously, you benefit from Harvesters. But this is it's a time of year when donations are down, particularly for food needs and items that the Kearney Food Pantry might need. But
however, when you go out today and you're going to the ATM because you're going to pick up a little extra cash for the holiday weekend
opportunity, right?
And then you're thinking, we're going to go to the fireworks thing tonight.
What am I going to do with all of this extra money in my pocket?
I have a little extra cash,
right?
And there's a woman running around with a bucket out here at the entrance.
That would be one Suzanne Witthar.
So you could give some cash.
Yes,
cash
definitely.
donation, and problem solved. Or, as we've talked about, you can go to Price Chopper, and when you get your food for your holiday festivities, be it, and since the 4th is on a Thursday this year, technically the holiday is 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Totally, since I'm not actually working for somebody else nowadays, it's funny how I found that so annoying when I was working for people, and they said, "Yeah, no, we're working on Friday, so get your sorry you-know-what back in your chair on Friday. We're going to be here." So, yeah.
That's a great story, Mike. So, anyway.
Absolutely.
But Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I got another one for you, Jim. This is a good one. You're all going to spend money on fireworks, and you know what's going to happen as soon as you light that firework. It's going to blow up. It's going to go boom, and it might be kind of pretty. But that money's gone. All that money you're going to spend tonight, it's going to be beautiful. Take a little bit of that. Take it over there to the fireworks display tonight at Jesse James Park.
Right.
And give it to Suzanne Witthar. And I guarantee you, she'll put it to good use, and it won't blow up and go boom.
Exactly.
But it'll sure help some people.
It definitely will. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Great idea.
I'm glad I thought of it.
You did. You did good.
Or
here's another one.
You can buy less fireworks tonight, save your money, go to the fireworks display in the park, take your money, give it to the pantry.
Right.
Problem solved.
Well, yeah.
I mean, there's like 40 different ways you can do this.
Listen, it's going to be easy. There are people that are going to spend $100 on fireworks tonight. Easy. I mean, I don't blame you. It's a lot of fun, But I would just say let's keep it in perspective and know that there are people that are in need, and particularly I think this time of year, that's really I think the driving reason to sort of help you out if we can promote and get a few donations for you tonight versus just everybody waiting until the holiday season to give to folks in need. Did we do that? Did we do okay on
You guys did an excellent job. Excellent advertisement for us. Thank you.
Well,
so we've got people going to your website. We've got people that are going to meet you tonight at the fireworks display.
Mm-hmm.
And if you mention you heard it on the radio station, you're allowed to give an extra $5. How's that sound?
That is an excellent idea.
There you go. So
you guys are always thinking. Always
thinking.
Got
that. You can go to Price Chopper
and
when you go shopping.
You are going to buy far too much food for all of your 4th of July picnics and parties and all of that. You're going to buy far too much. Before you even bring it home, put it in the barrel there at Price Chopper. Just do that for us, would you?
So there's all those ways. And if all that fails, if you're one of those people that's just going to sit at home and watch your neighbors blow stuff up, go to the website and hit the donate button.
Yep.
And donate that way.
Yep.
I think we've covered every way.
I think so too. Yeah. And then please, I was going to say, go to the Facebook page, assuming Facebook is still even online. I mean,
Facebook may be closed as of tomorrow, but
who knows what's going on with that. But when it likely will come back. When it's,
I like the way you said it. It likely will come back.
Then, and all of you people, then you don't have to work so hard. You can spend a little more of your workday on Facebook. And but I recommend that you search for Kearney Food Pantry on Facebook, and Suzanne Witthar has a list of needs of foods and other personal items that folks need that you stock in at the Kearney Food Pantry, right?
Right, definitely.
Yeah. And tons of things you wouldn't even imagine. Things like what? Syrup. We need syrup. So
cereal, syrup, pancake mix.
That's a big one. Yeah. So I mean, things that anything that you think of that you buy on a regular basis around your own household. Look, it's pretty simple. That's what everyone needs. You know. Yep. All of those kinds of things.
Yeah. And every once in a while, we even have normally we have pet food for cats and dogs.
Never even thought about it.
Yeah.
See, that's right there.
Mm-hmm.
And
people can donate that. People love animals, and
oh yeah,
when you're going through tough times, you want your animals around you. You want to take care of them, just like you want to take care of yourself and your family.
Right. I have a very hungry dog and a very hungry cat, so I know. And when believe me, when we run out of those two items, cat food and dog food, they're rather unhappy.
Yes,
they don't like it because they're on schedules. It's like they know it's time to eat. So yeah. That's another thing. So buy some cat food, buy some dog food. That's another big one. And but certainly don't forget KearneyFoodPantry.com and the big orange donate button. We would really, really appreciate whatever amount you could possibly donate. But $100 and more. Look, you're trying to build. Let's talk a little bit more about you're either looking for a building, for a piece of land, or both.
Right. Definitely in the downtown Kearney area.
Right.
Yeah, we need about 2,700 square feet is, I think, what we're coming up with.
And I know you're out there.
That would probably require a phone call. I don't think they can hit the donate button and put building.
Pretty sure.
But
every little bit helps.
So if they wanted to get a hold of you, let's say somebody does, they're a developer or a landowner or something like that.
Or somebody with very deep pockets.
Or whatever the case may be. What would be the best way for them to contact you?
The phone number, the 903-4763, or Kearney Food Pantry at gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah, I check my emails pretty regularly.
Okay, 903-4763 or Kearney Food Pantry at gmail.com.
Yes.
And Brian held up the cue for we're about ready to wrap this up. Suzanne, thank you so much for being here today. Sure appreciate you being in studio.
I really had a good time. Thank you, guys.
I told you.
Don't forget to see her tonight out at Jesse James Park.
Thanks so much. We'll see you next week. You've been listening to Kearney Live. Join us again for the same thing next week. It'll be wonderful. KPGZ, Kearney, Missouri. Your home.